by the representative of the Minister of Health for Ghana. Can we settle, please? Leo? Yeah, UNDP. UNDP. And we went through the various paces yesterday to learn about how ICASA is managed. We also learned about how ICASA mobilizes resources and the advantages of having ICASA in your home country. We discussed the issue of the logo, which was accepted with minor adjustments. We agreed that the theme will be discussed today by the chair, who is also the vice president of SAR, and he will marry the theme to the objectives. Thereafter, we will be going into today's agenda, and we hope to end before 12 this morning so that people can do other things. So over to you, Professor Shakuran.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning, everyone. I hope that you had a good rest yesterday. And we will start with the theme and objectives. I think we finalized that last evening, and I will give you the floor.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Prof. So we were tasked yesterday to compile the various inputs and come up with a theme and the objectives. So I'm going to take you through the themes and objectives. When you see EN is English and FR is French, okay? So to ease the work of everyone will know exactly what we have done. So the theme reads as follows: Unity in action, catalyzing integrated and resilient health system for sustainable response to HIV, other infectious diseases, and emerging threats. So that is the theme. And in French, it reads as follows: L'unité dans l'action, promouvoir des systèmes de santé intégrés et résilients pour des réponses durables au VIH, à d'autres maladies infectieuses et aux menaces émergentes. So this is the proposed theme. Now, the exercise did not stop there. We were also supposed to come up with the objectives. So we have 5 objectives, and I'm going to take you through the 5 objectives as well. Slide. Objective 1 is catalyzing Africa's progress toward triple elimination and sustainable resilient health system through innovation and digital technologies. In French, catalyser l'Afrique vers la triple élimination et des systèmes de santé durables et résilients à travers l'innovation et les technologies numériques. Slide. Objective number 2, promote cooperation among governments, civil society, the private sector, and international organizations to enhance health security and improve pandemic preparedness and response. En français, promouvoir la coopération entre les gouvernements, la société civile, le secteur privé et les organisations internationales pour renforcer la sécurité sanitaire et améliorer la préparation et la riposte aux pandémies. Next. Objective number 3, strengthen capacity and facilitate knowledge exchange for healthcare professionals, researchers, and policymakers. Renforcer les capacités et faciliter l'échange de connaissances pour les professionnels de la santé, les chercheurs et les décideurs politiques. Next. The objective 4 is empower communities and promote human rights and gender equality in the context of HIV/AIDS and emerging and re-emerging diseases. En français, c'est renforcer les communautés et promouvoir les droits de l'homme et l'égalité des sexes dans le contexte du VIH/SIDA et des maladies émergentes et réémergentes. The last objective is mobilize domestic resource and political commitment to sustain Africa's progress toward achieving the UNAIDS 95 targets and global health security goals. En français, c'est mobiliser les ressources nationales et l'engagement des politiques pour soutenir les progrès de l'Afrique dans la réalisation des objectifs 95 de l'UNICIDA et des objectifs mondiaux en matière de sécurité sanitaire. So, Mr. Chair and Vice, this is the task that we were given, and this is the result we submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the wonderful work. Yes, we open the discussion for some comments and some edits if needed. Please, Prof. Morinike. Oh, yes, we can go back, please, to the first slide. Yes, this one, please. Mike. Doesn't work, your mic? I can give you the mic. Okay.
Thank you, sir. It was a very brilliant piece of work. I have a comment for objective 3. If we could go to objective 3.
Yes, objective 3.
Which is about knowledge exchange.
Objection. I'm requesting through the chair and through the president and yourself that can we deal with the main objective, the theme first?
Yeah.
We clear with the theme so that when we go to the objectives, now we go to the objectives.
We will go through the theme first, second, third, fourth, and fifth objectives. Okay, for the theme. Yes, do you have any comment on this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, please.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm just not sure that the theme, first, I acknowledge the hard work of the group. Well done. I just think we need to have another look at that theme because it doesn't seem to have a boundary, right? It's not bounded. So in there, I see neglected topical diseases. Are we going to be talking about it? Right? Because when you say infectious diseases, it's everything. And it would also have implications on the outline for the abstract, which was shown yesterday, because if you put this together with the outline for the abstract, you see the abstract outline is HIV heavy. We can come to that later, but it would also need to have a second look, but this covers all the diseases.
Please, at this stage, if you have any comment, give us some suggestions. What do you suggest on this?
I suggest we fit it within the diseases mentioned yesterday: HIV, hepatitis, TB, and
it will be a very long
emerging
list.
Threats.
Very long list. Why not
Yeah.
hepatitis B? Why not STIs? Why not? What do you think? No, I'm wondering if we can keep other infectious diseases or emergent and re-emergent threats. Because if we add TB, malaria, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and STIs and other diseases, it will be a very long list.
I worry, though, that if you say infectious diseases, is the conference going to cover all infectious diseases? That's my concern. And the only other way is to mention a few and bound the discussion
Do you agree?
within those.
Please, do you agree on HIV, emergent and re-emergent? We remove infectious disees,
Okay,
emergent and re-emergent threats. Do you agree on this?
that is
It's better. It's better.
That's better.
Okay, thank you. I will come back to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is that one off? Okay.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, everyone. And well, I'm looking at the theme, and I think it's good. But there are also
although I realize that it should also not be very long, I realize that there's a keyword which might just be smuggled in there, which is sustainability. So I would suggest catalyzing a sustainable, integrated, and resilient health systems, because it's the keyword really in as far as the HIV program is concerned. So catalyzing sustainable, integrated, and resilient health systems. And the issue which the previous speaker spoke about, maybe to say, instead of other infectious disease, you say sustainable HIV responses, communicable and non-communicable diseases, and emerging health threats. It's just my suggestion. Thank you.
Do you agree on these suggestions? No? No? Okay. So you, I think, yes, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman, and the team who prepared it. Yeah, I congratulate for the good work. However, for the first word, unit in action, to me it's like we don't own it, and it doesn't call everyone to participate. So I would propose, let's use together in action instead of unit in action. Thank you.
At the same time, we will so do it here. Thank you so much, sir. Just excuse me for the, I have to coordinate and to put the change on the screen. Yes, I will come back to you. So please, Amy, and then Leo.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to appreciate. I appreciate the team who prepared, went and sat, took time to come up with the theme and the objectives. However, from a communication perspective, that is a very long theme and it's not catchy. For me, a theme should be one which is just chop, catchy, and we can now include all what is there in the objectives. Unfortunately, I'm still thinking of a theme, but that is very long. And again, it is not inclusive again. We need a theme which is inclusive. Things like health systems and so on should actually come within the objectives, but not in the theme. So the theme, if you look at even the other themes from way back in 1990, it's not more than 10 words. But here we are talking of over 15 words. So it's not, in communication, I think we are not doing very well there. Thank you.
Okay. Leo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Prof. I think the team came up with a good suggestion. I like what Mazua mentioned on bringing sustainability, so at a much more higher level. So I like the way it's sustainable and integrated. So it should come over there. But I'm still not able to process and digest the other infectious diseases. Target 3.3 in the SDGs is specific. It's about AIDS, TB, malaria, and syphilis. I mean, I really want, or I'm still not comfortable with infectious diseases. It's too broad, so it's really too broad. So I would still submit here that whatever we agreed upon focuses on HIV, TB, malaria, STI, I don't know, but I'm still not comfortable with other infectious diseases, so it's too broad, it's a wide blanket, so thank you.
What do you suggest, Leo?
I'm saying whatever we'll take, the
HIV, TB, malaria.
HIV, TB, malaria, can
and other emergent and
I
re-emergent.
like the other emerging and
Re-emerging.
yeah, emerging and re-emerging. So I like that. But the other infectious diseases
So-
for me, it's too broad.
Okay.
I'm submitting here to AIDS, TB, malaria, and other. So
So let's have an agreement on this. So we have to change HIV, TB, malaria, and other re-emerging and emerging threats. It's okay? It's okay for you? It's okay for you? No. No, I have I need to have the agreement of the majority. The majority, please. Please go ahead.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
So I'm wondering whether we can, in one of the objectives, specify exactly what we mean by other infectious diseases, because part of what the group was concerned about while they were working yesterday was having a long list of diseases
Yes.
in the title or in the theme that should be easy enough to remember. So if people are concerned that other infectious diseases might be an omnibus clause that catches everything, then maybe in the first objective, we specify exactly what is meant by other infectious diseases, and that guides how the other conversations go. Maybe that could be a way to deal with it. I think there's sustainable, integrated, and resilient, which are some of the catchphrases that people felt strongly about yesterday. So my submission is that we move with this and then specify what we mean by other infectious diseases to a very narrow list that's captured in the SDG targets, if that's what we want to go with.
It's the same. The same.
Somebody online.
Please, please.
Hello, this is Marcia online. Hello to everyone. I'm sorry I can't be with you, but I wanted to offer a counter proposal for the theme and to borrow what was in the last discussion. And the idea would be to have the theme together in action, catalyzing integrated sustainable responses to end AIDS, TB, and malaria. So together in action, and it's catalyzing and integrated sustainable responses. And that way, in the objectives, you can define catalyzing, you can define integrated, you can define sustainable. Over and out.
Stu, can you put that can you type that and send it to us, please?
I can do that, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Masha.
Yes,
Okay.
hi.
Can you type it so that people look at it quickly? Through, yeah.
I sent it in the question and answers. Let me see. Let's see.
That is a good one.
I think we have to tap this.
No, if you are tapping everything that they are saying, you can never let them do it. And later on we agree. Okay, then
I agree.
Okay, please.
Yes, so I think it's what
No,
this,
Leo, Amy. Yes.
the suggestion just made. I'm in agreement with that because I had something that is similar to that, but maybe I will just bring it up for consideration. So unity in action, fostering sustainability and integration of HIV, TB, malaria, and hepatitis, and emerging threats.
Okay, thank you, Jane.
Chair. Thank you.
take what she said online and project.
Yeah, that's what I
Please.
That's
Okay.
what I asked you.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I think the issue of sustainability for me is very key going forward. And I have a proposal, unity in action, sustainable solutions for HIV and emerging health challenges. Because, I mean, just to shorten it and to make it a bit sharper. Unity in action, sustainable solutions for HIV and emerging health challenges.
I think this is better because we have resilient health system and integration in the same time. If we need to change, perhaps we have to add the TB, malaria, and emergent and re-emerging threats. Huh? Are you comfortable with that? Oh, yes, please. The last comment. The last, but not least. Yes, please. Please.
Yeah, because we want to build on the work of the team since yesterday. I've tried to summarize a little to say that united for a sustainable, resilient health system to end HIV and related health threats. See, because if you start listing all the things, it will be difficult, but there must be a word that connects. Even now, we are looking at NCDs as part of HIV comorbidity. And we are also looking at infectious diseases. So we cannot list all of it. But if we use a word like relevant or related, to me, it makes room for any other consideration. So united for a sustainable, resilient health system to end HIV and related health threats or AIDS and related health threats. My submission.
Thank you very much.
Masha, can you finish your?
Yes.
Can you finish, Masha? You've ended at malaria. Is that all you wanted to say? Masha? Okay, she's
Hello.
offline.
Yes, I was suggesting that, yeah, together in action, catalyzing integrated sustainable responses to end AIDS, TB, and malaria. And then if we want to define what we mean by catalyzing, if we want to define what we mean by integrated, we can add all the things in the objectives. I agree with the discussion that we can't put everything in the title, but this captures what everybody has suggested together. And then we are going to catalyze and we're going to integrate and we're going to sustain. And our primary focus has been HIV, TB, and malaria. However, in the objectives, we can talk about integrated and what that means. And we can talk about sustainable and resilient health systems. The catalyzing is our taking our action and making it happen. And I agree with the first discussion that was moving from unity, it's together. We are going to do this together. So that's my proposal.
But I think also there is an agreement to add emerging and re-emerging threats.
Okay. That'll work.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Prof. Another suggestion from this side of the room. Unity in action, building sustainable and resilient health systems to eliminate HIV, TB, and malaria in the era of emerging global health threats.
Bonjour.
I think in the era of
Bonjour.
emerging global health threats is like a preamble. You know, in this era.
Est-ce qu'on pourrait intervenir?
In the era of emerging global health threats.
Est-ce qu'on peut intervenir?
We can, Racha, you can add this.
I was going to say, but the idea of in the era of is almost a preamble. That's almost the introduction to what we're working in and what the context is. And so in this era, we are going to come together and we are going to catalyze, integrate, sustain, and do all this wonderful work to address and end HIV, TB, and malaria. But in the era of is too much information in the title. I agree with everyone who said the title can't be more than what, 10 words maybe?
Can you please add it on the screen?
Yeah, so I can see the screen, but
Thank you.
yep.
So we have to agree, on themes. I think you. Please go.
I tend to agree that this is a good platform to work on, and we can include other things in the objectives. Yeah. And that does not include reemerging and emerging, right?
Right.
So, yeah, without reemerging and emerging, IT, I don't think we've asked to add that. Yeah. Yeah, because in the concept or introduction on the conference, we can describe everything. I mean, there are all sorts, climate change, so many things, which we cannot include here.
We include all COVID-19, mpox, impact of climate change and all, because we cannot have a very long list
Yes.
of diseases. So this is include all other diseases, Ebola also.
But we're saying that it doesn't have to come in the title, in the theme. We need to keep the theme very short. So we should not add re-emerging and re-emerging in the theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And the other thing I just would add about this theme, and it's the power in this idea of we are doing this together and we are acting and we are going to do this action to end AIDS, TB, and malaria on the continent. This is us. And together we're going to do that. And I think that's a wonderful message to everyone inside and outside of the work that we do. We're real clear. We're doing this together and we're going to do these things and we're going to get.
I think we have opened the Pandora's box.
Yes.
This box is going to be difficult to close. You may have to go back again and recook us, but why don't we work with this?
Chair,
And just remove that re-emerging and just put and other health threats.
I'm of a contrary opinion.
I think we have.
Very different.
No. We cannot continue. We cannot continue. We have to discuss and we have to hear everyone. Please stop.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Kindly allow me to ask people to turn to page 43, where we had all the other themes. Brief, catchy, and it tells the point. My suggestion, which is very contrary and very controversial, is it can be together in action or unity in action. Africa stand up and be counted. Catchy, small, and brief. Finish.
Please.
We don't have to say what we need to do in the theme.
Yeah,
Amanda.
Chairman, I'm only giving you another 5 minutes.
All right.
5 minutes, then we want to go to the next agenda item.
I would like to propose Africa in action. Are there Africans in the room? Why are we silent?
Africa in action. Okay.
Well, I agree. I think Africa in Action is great, but then I would leave the rest of the title. Africa in Action. We're going to be catalyzing, integrating, sustaining sustainable responses to end AIDS and get rid of re-emerging and emerging health threats. Put all that in the objectives. But I would...
No, Masha.
Okay. Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So we change together by Africa in Action. So Africa in Action. Okay. So no, we have to vote. We have to keep re-emerging and the emerging health threat, or we remove it. So who approve without emerging and re-emerging? Without. Please raise your hand. Please. 14, 16, 17, 18. So 18. With emerging and re-emerging. Raise your hand, please. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 3, 4, 5.
I
6.
can see reading here.
So we have to remove it. 8 versus 6. So we remove it. So Africa in action, catalyzing integrated sustainable response to AIDS, TB, and malaria. You agree on this? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, with Africa. Yes, we changed Africa. This is, so you agree on this? Okay, thank you very much.
Great, perfect. Thank you, everybody.
Finish comments. I give you the floor, but the comments are finished. We agreed on this.
Yes. Thank you for that. But my worry is, we know very well we have these emerging issues, Mpox, COVID and all that. Why can't we just add emerging threats, not re-emerging and emerging, but just one, emerging threats. TB, AIDS, TB, malaria, and emerging threats, so that it takes care of any other. Before 2025, something new will come up. Are we going to ignore it because it's not here? I think it's important. Thanks.
We try to add it on the objective. Okay.
Okay, Professor, I've given you 5 minutes. I want to go to the next item.
They want to.
No, we can't go on. No. What's done with this?
2 words. Quick.
My fear is, Prof, my fear is if we're going to put Africa in action, we are trying to close our door. The door should be open. You know, let's put together. That's my fear.
Oh. I apologize for this, but there is a consensus. The majority.
Okay, thank us. And Chair.
Please, we have, yes. Please.
We need to own our own response. Africa now.
Okay. Finish discussion. Now we move to the first objective, please. The first objective.
No, I think the objectives will lie in line with those automatically. I won't finish, Chairman. To discuss objective by objective.
No, just the chair here, I would like to add, because when we say triple elimination of what? You have to specify HIV, syphilis, and hepatitis B, I think. And vertical transmission, we have to add, because the triple elimination is of vertical transmission. So just to specify here, it will be long, but the triple elimination of vertical transmission of HIV, syphilis, and hepatitis B, if you agree. Yes, okay. Just we will add that, and we have to close the discussion.
Also, on the next objective, Chair, that word civil society, who is that? It is communities. If we put in promote cooperation among government, civil society, or take out civil society and put communities, the private sector, and international organizations.
Okay, communities instead of civil society.
Yes,
okay.
Those guys are
We do
captured all the
that,
time.
Benjamin. Okay, thank you. Other last comment? It's okay. Okay. So we can upload the theme and 5 objectives. Yeah, we will do. Be assured, we will do. Yes, please.
Yes, I want the TB to be written in full, tuberculosis. The TB, it should be written in full.
In full, tuberculosis. Okay. We will do. Benjamin, TB, you replace TB by tuberculosis. Okay. It's okay for you? You are very happy with this? Okay? Good. We upload? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Shakron. You really worked very hard on this issue. Let's give a round of applause again. Thank you so much. Now let's go to our next agenda item, which is to do with the session topics and the speakers. And the plenary sessions, their topics, and the speakers. The scientific chairman, scientific committee chairman, please, can you lead us into this? Scientific chair, are you ready? Yes, you can. You can. Use your speaker.
Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for the scientific chair, I had a suggestion on page 68. Page 68, where we talk about vaccine development. I think that is too limiting because in my area, we are not just looking at vaccine development, we are looking at immunotherapies, passive and active. So this includes the broadly neutralizing antibodies and the vaccine development. So I would like to propose that we edit it a bit from vaccine development to immune therapies, passive and active immunization. So, yeah. So I don't know if people hear what I'm saying.
Yes.
So the proposal, yeah, page 68 on 822.
Can you push your thing nearer? Well, your mic.
Thank you. These microphones on the tables don't really work well. So my proposal is that on page 68 on 822, where it says vaccine development, we edit it to read passive and active immune therapies. And it encompasses the vaccines, it encompasses the broadly neutralizing antibodies, which are all important for HIV vaccine, for HIV cure. So my suggestion is to edit from vaccine development to passive and active immune therapy development. Yeah. Please give me an applause.
Thank you, Dr. Mgodi. The scientific chair, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, please, can you proceed?
Yeah, merci. Bonjour à tous. J'espère que tout le monde a passé une bonne nuit. Alors, je voudrais vous inviter à vous remémorer ce qu'on a fait hier après-midi. Donc, on a passé en revue les différents thèmes qui ont été développés en 2023. Et cette fois, je vous invite, pour ceux qui ont le texte en anglais, d'aller à la page 67. Et ceux en français, à la page 65. OK? Pour les en anglais, 67, en français, 65. Nous allons donc nous regrouper comme hier. Il y a le groupe communautaire, je crois que c'était dans le fond. Les scientifiques ici à ma droite et à gauche, le groupe leadership. Et sur base donc de ces textes, choisir les thèmes de la plénière. Donc, si vous regardez notre calendrier de ICASA, nous avons 5 jours. Hein, vous regardez sur la page où on a fait un tableau. Nous avons 5 jours, nous avons 5 plénières pour les 5 jours de conférence. Et donc, il faut choisir le thème pour les 5 jours, proposer un orateur et 2 remplaçants. OK? Donc, c'est clair? Is it clear? Donc,
do you have it written somewhere? Do you have it written somewhere?
Non. Non, peut-être. Je vais peut-être essayer de me... Donc, je reprends. Oui. Oui. Voilà. 65, 60. OK. Donc, je reprends en anglais. Yeah. 67. En anglais, table contents 67. En anglais. Yeah. Et en français, 65. Oui.
Scientific chair, I'm saying, can you give clear instructions what is to be done?
Ce qu'il doit faire, donc, c'est parcourir tout ce qu'il y a eu comme proposition sur les pages 67 en anglais et 65 en français. N'est-ce pas? Ça prend combien de pages? Je vais voir un peu.
Et tenu compte de la thématique d'aujourd'hui.
Oui. Ah oui. Le thème est toujours devant nous, donc il faut en tenir compte. OK? Voilà. Et donc, pour les 5 plénières qui doivent avoir lieu lors de la conférence, il faut chaque jour un thème. OK? Alors, pour chaque thème, un orateur. Donc, le key speaker, c'est ça. Pour chaque thème et 2 remplaçants. Je pense que c'est clair pour l'instant. OK, donc on se réfère aux pages 67 et 65. Oui, pour tenir compte de ce qui s'est passé en 2023, tenant compte de la présence de thèmes qu'on a retenus, désigner le thème de la plénière. OK, du 3 au 8. Ensuite, un orateur et 2 remplaçants. Donc, on se remet en groupe comme hier. Donc, il y a le groupe leadership, le groupe des communautaires et scientifiques. Benjamin, c'est leadership et Madame Ayude, OK. Voilà, donc, s'il vous plaît, on peut déjà bouger pour se mettre en groupe et commencer le travail.
Okay, before they move, any questions, any clarifications? Any clarifications? Yes, yes, Dr. Lovo.
Can we, Chair, can we suggest where we think there might be critical topics that may not necessarily have been well captured here during that session.
Speak up.
Oh, I'm saying, I'm trying to find out if we can, during those discussions, if we think there are topics that may not have been captured, can we suggest and add?
Mr. Chair, let me clarify. The topics that you have in your working document are past topics of plenary session. It should inspire you to propose the new topic. They are past topics. They are not, it's for reference. They give you as a reference, it's a reference document, so that you can see how smart the topics are. And you can be inspired by that topic. This is what, yeah. Then it means that you are going for a group now. And in the group, you have to propose five topics for the plenary session. And when you are proposing the topics, you need to propose also a plenary speaker and 2 backups. And you give us also, if you are proposing the plenary speaker, we need their email address and contact also, telephone, if possible, or WhatsApp, so that we can join them, we can write to them, discuss with them, and see if they are available or not. This is what the chair is saying. Then yesterday, we have the group. The chair of the leadership group is Dr. Benjamin. Dr. Benjamin, please, is still there. The chair of the community is Raphael. Raphael, can you stand up, please? And the chair of the scientific committee is Professor Professor Kapen from Zaire, sorry, from DC. Yeah, please, Mr. Chair, this is what, I just translate what
Thank you, Luke. I think that's very clear, but there is questions still. Yes, yes, sir.
Where is the speaker thing? Luke, can you give him the?
Chair, may I suggest that that the committees try and ensure gender balance in picking who the plenary speakers are, so that we don't have males or all male speakers. We should do better.
Okay. Yes, Chair.
Yeah, Chair, thank you very much. One question of clarification. We know that we will have 5 plenary sessions. So each group is going to come up with the 5 topics or what? And then we will discuss and return. So we will have for plenary sessions, like for the 3 groups, 15.
Exactly.
That is the exercise.
Exactly, that's the exercise.
All right.
That's the exercise.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, scientific chair. Well, how many minutes are you giving?
45 minutes. 45 minutes, yes.
45 minutes?
Yes.
Right. I think that makes sense. So by past, we'll be back here. So can you still have a question? Yes?
Je voulais attirer l'attention de chacun dans nos travaux de groupe de tenir compte des priorités liées aux 3 maladies dans notre région en Afrique. Parce que c'est ça qui doit nous guider. What I'm saying is for all the 3 groups, please have in mind the gaps we have in HIV and TB malaria response in Africa, in your suggestions. Don't just propose things like that, but think about where we need to emphasize to strengthen our interventions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is very important. We should also take into consideration that we still battle with monkeypox and other issue in the continent. Please, thank you so much.
OK, je pense que c'est clair pour l'instant. Donc, le chrono est en marche. Allons dans les groupes. Les chefs de groupe, Il faut rappeler les troupes.
Okay, can we move so that we utilize our 45 minutes properly? Dr. McCallum, can we move? Yeah, the trustees, can we move, please? Professor Munya, yeah, please. Dr. Luo, can we move? Okay.
Okay, you have my, I'll put it here. Are together in the board of the Global Congress. Very hard.
Yeah, that's we are waiting for. The leaders, I will suggest us, please.
This one here. Let me put this one here. If in case someone enjoy this one. Yeah. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so I was surprised that the theory and the meetings, they are really big. They've been building the numbers. I started have you been to malaria initiative something conference? I think it's on the same scale. Yeah. Well, I don't think if you had been out of that, whether the comparative numbers.
Okay, I think
begin. I've been in malaria, but after my PhD, I moved into research. Okay. But then if you're in research, then you can do diverse things. As if you're in research, you can research on diverse things. Yeah. So in the research, on the link to the that's why 45 minutes is not very long. Okay. Can I take notes? I'll need someone to assist with the French.
OK. Je pense qu'on va commencer par ceux qui ont déjà des idées pour avancer plus vite. If you have a new purpose, think to begin by that. Okay? Donc, I repeat, we have 5 teams, 5 days. Okay. There's someone who has a proposal.
I think it's better. So, yeah, we can have a round table, and if you have a suggestion, you can do that. And so we have a list of topics, and so we can discuss and select it just 5. We are projecting the team objective for you so that you can take yes, you can read it to propose the various thematic. Yeah. If you have, for me, if you have 1, 2, or 3 propositions, you can do that. Yeah. And so we have a discussion, a general discussion about it.
Yeah.
The chair. So I think in my line of work, what is very topical, the biomedical interventions is the long-acting anti-HIV. So I think maybe we need to talk about the access, affordability, and the acceptability of long-acting interventions for HIV prevention and treatment. So the lenacapavir, the cabotegravir, the rosavir-like antibodies, the vaccines. So
speak up. Okay.
So I was saying that in my line of work in biomedical HIV interventions, we need to think about the long-acting, the accessibility, affordability, and scalability. I mean, there are some regions which are not going to be able to access the wonder drug lenacapavir. So what are we doing? How are we barriers? What should we do so that those who need these interventions can get them? And what is there in the future for us? So
no, you should rephrasing, yeah, and so we put in, and so we have a general discussion.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so what should I put in?
Yes, if it is
okay.
Because you have to, you should select it 5 topics for plenary session.
Yes.
So you can give 1 or 2 topics, and we consider it. You can also put 1 or 3, and so we have a general discussion. We selected 5.
So that's my 1 topic.
Wait, what is the
Okay,
topic exactly? You will have to rephrase
Okay,
it.
I'll refine it.
Well, yeah.
Yes, I'll refine it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was also doing the same line as you. So what you say, you explain. Now I'm going to have a formulation. That will be very smart. So I would like to say that for this proportion going into taxi.
No, let's she refine it, and so we will have a discussion. We don't have a suggestion, so we cannot discuss.
Yeah.
Morning, everyone. Bonjour à tous. Is it innovations, access to innovation? I was trying to capture exactly how we could phrase that. Because you see, this idea of access to innovations, wherever you are in the world, whether you're on the continent or you're in the global south, shouldn't we have access to all those biomedical innovations that the rest of the world is getting? When I'm at home in the United States, I'm watching my TV. They're already advertising on the TV for the 1-month injections. This is a game changer. Why don't we have that in African countries? The cost, all these things. So the issue in that session is rather equitable access to innovations, environment, or something like that. Alors, en français, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Je m'assiste. Can you do the translation en français? Oui. Oui. So the idea is we want to see those biomedical innovations that we see around the world and in the West should be available in the global South, here in Africa, at a cost-effective rate. We should have access to those innovations. So that is that's the
I'm happy.
Voilà, à des prix abordables.
Mais ce qu'on veut là, c'est-à-dire que chacun n'a pas fait une proposition. Bien faite. Là, on pourra discuter. If you don't have suggestion exactly, if you can refine it,
Yes,
we can have a discussion. You know.
Yes. So the discussion is. Oh.
I
Wow.
think go back to the document. Last thing, topic number 2.
Yes.
So if we think that we can get one.
So we can craft this.
So what, okay. What is it? Are we looking for the theme, the title of that session, or are we, sorry?
We're supposed to come up with 5
Plenary topics, good, okay, good. Very good.
So what's the very plenary
Topic, yes.
Idea,
Okay.
67, yes.
What's your idea? The first idea is biomedical intervention. The second idea.
The same,
It's the same, but they need to refine it.
Innovations and
Yes, we have
equitable
this,
access to biomedical.
Okay.
And, yes, okay, equitable access to biomedical innovations. Something along those.
Equitable access.
Equitable
access to biomedical.
equitable and affordable. I don't know, somehow.
It's okay,
We'll work on it.
because they have to be delivered.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yes, it is a
Okay.
discussion. So we
Okay,
have a
yes.
discussion, yeah.
Yes.
Madam,
She's following me.
hello. You have an idea? And topic number 2.
67.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Topic
No,
number
it's, I
2.
think it's a round table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Delivery of access. That's the way we should do it.
No.
Good point.
So I think that it was said that these are the old topics for the previous speakers. So we should look at it and then see if it's relevant now.
Yeah.
No, we can,
That's true.
if you have another suggestion, we can use that and discuss. Not only focus on previous, yeah. You have a suggestion? Yeah.
It's what she's talking about. So those are 20.
No, if you have one, you tell us and we choose and we discussing.
He has it from here. He's given me page 67.2.
Let us do the round
So
table.
that's 20.
No,
Those
he
are 20.
just-
Yes, we need to come to. May I make a suggestion? I think we are all in different lines of work. So what I did in my line of work, I thought of what is topical right now, which is why I came up with this. So I think all of us now is to say, in our field, what is topical? What should we work on aligning to our theme?
Yes.
Maybe a suggestion, I'm not speaking yet. There are 5 tracks under the scientific program. You could also think of plenary topics around those tracks.
That's what you were saying. That's what you were saying.
Okay. Let's, Mr.
And by the way, that's not my idea. I was just helping to refine
Okay,
yours.
okay.
That's not my idea.
Let's
I haven't
parler des
spoken
autres,
mine.
hein. Okay.
Oui.
Il ne suit pas.
No. I think it's to say it's not.
Are you here with her?
Are you here?
Are you with her?
What's your idea? My idea? Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the idea.
Okay.
Okay,
Madam.
I was thinking that we need to be systematic, right? So when we are doing the plenary topics, they should feed into each other. Maybe we need to start off as the first plenary topic gives an overarching topic. Sometimes we need to look at where we are in the different areas in terms of statistics. What are the rates in terms of preference? Are we winning or not winning? In terms of access to drugs, what are the statistics? Are we winning or not winning? So that we set the pace. That's when then we can come and look at, for example, our suggestions. What interventions do we need to do now? Because we're either here or still low. So can our people have access? And when we are talking about access, we need to actually step back and say, why are we not having access? Because we cannot just say we want to have access because it's being done elsewhere. Why is it that we don't have our own hubs where we can produce these drugs and vaccines? What is stopping us? So we need people to come and talk around those areas. And then we can conclude in terms of, the way forward. In terms of what is it that we need to do for us to achieve? Because we are talking about acceleration there. So how are we going to accelerate? So my suggestion is that we need to give an overarching topic that tells people where we are today now, and then what information to do, and the way forward. So can we, based on what you're saying,
What are your suggestions?
based on what she's saying, my thinking is that perhaps we could have the epidemiology of the AIDS, HIV/AIDS, and then maybe if we are bringing the other diseases to in Africa, and how we are expecting, we're expecting, for example, I just want to bring one particular the mother-to-child transmission.
Please. It's saying that let's go straight, get a team, the topic, and we discuss.
So then epidemiology of
Epidemiology.
HIV/AIDS
Okay,
in Africa. And they mention and they're mentioning and re-mentioning. And they mention and re-mention.
Yeah. Africa.
Okay. And they include on that topic, they mention and re-mention, so that we know where we are in terms of other infections. It sets the scene.
Okay.
And to add to that
Okay,
one,
I have a concrete suggestion. The first is the HIV in key population, the attendance and risk factor, and access, prevention and treatment. This is my first suggestion. The second is okay.
Yeah. Okay. You said the first idea. So I was watching.
La première idée, c'est HIV in key population.
Okay. That's all. That's good.
Attendance and risk factor, or epidemiology and access to prevention and treatment. Yeah.
Okay.
The second theme is therapeutic advance, innovation in research for HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria.
Therapeutic advance, innovation,
Yeah.
research.
In research for HIV and tuberculosis and malaria.
Sorry, would you mind if we added STIs there? Other STIs? No.
To my knowledge, because it's depending, there is some innovation, some therapeutic advance in the field of, particularly in malaria, because we have no vaccines. Yeah, and we have some difficulties with HIV and tuberculosis. But for STI, I don't think if you have new about it.
The gonorrhea,
Yeah.
gonorrhea and chlamydia.
Yeah, I don't know if we, this is from my knowledge.
There
Yeah.
is work on
Okay.
chlamydia. So
And the last one is the impact of emerging disease on HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria.
Impact?
Yeah, yeah. On impact of emerging disease on access to treatment and on access to prevention and treatment for HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria. These are my three suggestions.
I just have a question. When you look at HIV, the people that are struggling with this infection are not just the key populations. The women themselves.
No, it is not a discussion. We have a suggestion. So we
Ah.
have a global discussion.
Oh,
it is
I
not,
see.
it is just my suggestion.
Okay.
But yeah, if you have a suggestion, you should use that. And so, yeah.
No, I just wanted to say that.
If we have a lot of suggestions, we can do that. And we have a global discussion and select it. That we are thinking is really good.
We're talking about overarching thing, but then you came and talked about so I said, what about where are the women? Where are the children?
So I was thinking that there should be an overarching epidemiology of
Then the
every.
pediatric issue, how can we come over? Another idea.
MTCT or have a strategic elimination.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
idea.
Okay.
Where are we in the trap elimination?
Et la PTME accélérée. Comment éliminer les inégalités pour de la transmission, pour l'élimination de la transmission des virus de la mer à l'enfant.
Equity or inequality, yeah. Inequity. Equity, yeah.
Okay, so
we are talking also about the same thing, about triple elimination. Right.
We use more vertical transmission than model to child transmission. And the WHO prefer vertical to model to child. To avoid some stigmatization for women and so vertical transmission is better.
Vertical transmission.
Vertical transmission. It's preferred. Sorry for that.
Okay, so this is from the track to human rights law and political organizations. And my suggestion, this is how I'm couching it. The 10-10-10 target for societal enablement, both political leadership and leadership. So basically, we know that enabling environments really the biggest link. The 10-10 targets are about reducing gender-based violence to less than 10%, removing laws to less than 10%, and that's where we're feeling the response because there's lack of political leadership. All that's going on around the world, we know that, especially in the US, we know that there's going to be a rollback on some of the progressive laws that have helped the response so far. So I think we really need to, what is it, 2025 target time. We are far from achieving it in any country. So it's 10-10-10 targets for societal both political action.
Okay, 17, okay.
Il y a d'autres aussi qui ont d'autres propositions, ils peuvent le
Okay,
faire. On va ajouter.
can I
Let's-
summarize?
I think she has
Sorry, thank you. So the earlier was just trying to help her to come up, so I can give it mine.
No, you can.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I want to support the children, really closing the gap and accelerating progress on children as an overarching issue, to your point. If we bring that first discussion on the overall picture of where things stand, we need to drill down on the children as a special focus of those who are truly left behind. And by touching on that, it gives us a common denominator, that vulnerable group. So I think the children are so far behind, and even countries where 95 has been achieved. The treatment, the everything. So especially in West and Central Africa, where we will be sitting, it's devastating. No country is even above 50%. Can you imagine? So the children.
Yes.
Yeah.
How can we come over?
Overcome.
Comment combler le gap?
Yeah.
Overcome.
Yeah, the closing the gaps, so the acceleration. Yeah.
From closing the gap. And I put acceleration.
Very important. Okay, HIV prevention as the game changer to eliminate. You know, prevention is not receiving the funding and all the things. HIV prevention as the game changer to eliminate, or the issue of eliminate, you know, it's not that true eliminate, but HIV prevention. As the game changer to eliminate.
That's a game changer.
I have 15 minutes. It's okay for you?
Game
Okay.
changer. Prevention as a game changer. You can, we'll change the word. You don't worry. The wordsmiths, you don't worry. And then finally, the integration. HIV integration and health systems, sustainable health systems. The health systems are not ready for the integration is the point. How do we, it's like HIV integration, and the readiness of the health system, they're not aligning, but I will have to find the words.
That's why
HIV integration. Yeah, in the context. In the context of sort of a weak health system. You see something. That is.
Okay. On a plus que 15 minutes. On
Est-ce qu'on
peut
peut,
voir.
mais c'était bien si on pouvait projeter.
Ah, yeah.
On peut pas projeter.
So I noticed that we didn't talk about basic science at all. The trick is there was a suggestion.
What was it wanting us to deal with?
Eh?
What did they want us to deal with? The actual, those very heavy scientific issues.
I think for ICASA, we want to include the basic sciences frankly.
Il n'a pas mis ça sur une seule slide.
Comme les gens mettaient
Okay, well.
Okay.
So.
So maybe it could be.
Sorry, please. Yeah.
your idea?
The first idea, is biomedical intervention, is good
Oh.
access to biomedical intervention. I just put your idea. Yeah. Okay. This, can we, I can
Show
not
us,
all of them and then
yeah.
the second is from your idea. And then we are going to talk about epidemiology in Africa and emerging infection, where we are now, and then global nutrition, as you said. Yeah. And then the HIV in key population trends and the risk factors.
No, I'm talking about access to prevention and treatment.
Okay. So that's an idea, that's an idea.
The very first slide, my suggestion is that statement.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, come back. And then therapeutic advance, innovation and research on TB in malaria.
No, for HIV first.
Huh?
HIV first.
HIV. Or
And then we have some maybe SCI we don't know. And now the next idea is the impact of emerging disease on access to prevention, treatment of HIV, TB in malaria. Okay. And then the next is pediatric HIV. How can we overcome or closing the gap or acceleration? Okay. And then the next idea is vertical transition. How to eliminate inequality or inequity, triple elimination. Okay. And then HIV prevention as a game changer. So that's the idea. Then the HIV integration and the context of weak health system. Okay. And then the last
It's the
the last
regeneration.
triple 10, yes.
We've read
Triple
it.
10 societal enabler target.
Oh,
All
yes.
political leadership really need.
10, 10, 10.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Urgent,
10, 10.
urgent.
He has one.
Monsieur Lapreto.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, I missed everything.
Which one is that?
I can be taking notes so that you type.
I see some redundancy too. What about, are you thinking of the financing for this?
And we don't have community.
It's missing. Yes. Financing is missing.
Okay.
Urgency. Okay.
And the human rights, I hope they'll get it. They'll get the human rights.
Okay.
I'm not sure they'll pick it up.
Where does this leave the women and all this?
Okay. So these are our ideas. So
The speaker.
One group, the young men.
Yeah.
Let's have a transmission among these groups very
High.
Yes.
Young
My brother, make a suggestion. Clearly your suggestion, and we go clear. Yeah.
And
No, let's.
and pregnant and
Yeah.
breastfeeding.
Yeah.
So,
The young. Adolescents. Or young people, something. They're a key population, in fact.
No, but take-
Women are not.
No, in the
No.
key population, it's KPs, adolescent girls and young women, people with injection drug use and what?
But
Um,
pregnant women are not.
Pregnant women, because they have their own,
Yeah.
we put them under the trip vertical, you know what I mean? Prisoners are there under the KPs, and who else am I missing? I think that's it. So when we say KP, technically, AGYs or whatever, but everybody's mind goes to MSM, FSWs, and DGs. But the girls, adolescent girls, young women, we should bring them up. Is that your suggestion, or
Okay. Now.
under prevention or what?
Yeah.
Treatment, testing, prevention.
Okay, yeah, madam. Other comments? Yes.
What else?
Yeah, I said now your idea on biomedical intervention, can we have a good
Yeah.
formulation? We are going to work on your population.
So this is almost similar to this slide number 4. I was saying that we no,
No.
there was one.
Okay, there was one.
Sorry.
Okay, intervention, society, finish.
They have to for the
So
Key population.
yes, it's that because we are talking about biomedical interventions for treatment and prevention.
Yeah.
So it's the same. So I was saying
No, not this. No.
Let me do that and then I'll see. I'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The same.
No, this is not this one. It is the second.
No, yes. I want to put this, and then I don't say it's the same. But
No, I think it's an innovation. For me, it's a therapeutic advance. Yeah, not this.
Here is okay. You are working on okay.
But also this one.
What is the innovation?
Yes, well, this one.
Okay, this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that we are thinking about them together.
Exactly.
So here.
Equitable access to innovative biomedical interventions in resource limited
It should be clear now.
access.
Equitable access.
No, yeah.
No, I can write in equitable access. Equitable access.
Innovative.
Is it all innovations or only biomedical?
Yeah, we can.
Because some are like local production. This is very important. When do we refine it? When do we refine it?
C'est pratiquement la même chose, n'est-ce pas? Mais pour regrouper,
Equitable access to innovative biomedical intervention in low
Yes. Does it cater for your resource limited settings you were worried about?
Okay, so I think we need to think about our wording. Do we want to go with the LMICs? That's all over the world. Are we looking at this continent? How do we?
No, it's Africa.
So
It's not LMIs.
it's not LMIs, it's Africa. That's my point. That's good. Because that's everywhere, South America, whatever.
Not LMIs.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Africa.
No, let's discuss.
Can we discuss?
what are
Sorry.
we, yeah, have we,
How we can.
Before we move there, have we provided in the innovation?
Okay, that's fine. But you said something. I'm sorry to take you as back, but she said something. Legislative instruments to ensure improve health systems.
Yes.
legislative instruments to ensure health systems are improved. Because sometimes
Policy and legislative frameworks.
yes.
Maybe here, those aspects should be written into the letter to the speaker. And then tell him, we want you to talk about this. Yeah. And then should be, yeah. But here is, this is just a title. Okay.
Comments?
Comment.
Okay, on passe à l'autre.
But you should put also biomedical intervention for what?
So my suggestion through the chair, my suggestion had been to combine all these three into one topic. Because this is the same theme. Yeah, so these are biomedical interventions for treatment and prevention of HIV, STIs, and malaria. So our aim is to make this into a track C type.
We're
Just that. So
Just the idea, not the topic.
Non, mais j'ai déjà ajouté ça.
Oh là là.
Ça, c'est
Access to. No. We have that intervention. Can we patient with in malaria together?
Eh?
Have time to share.
We don't have time.
But when will that come? After
What
this,
language?
like the word slipping of these topics, when will that happen?
I think they'll do that because we have about a year.
Not
We have until about 2 o'clock. I don't know.
Je crois que c'est bon. Allons sur l'autre.
It's okay. Okay, maybe we come back. Okay, can we continue? Here we are talking about HIV and key population, trans, this factor, access to prevention.
But she make a suggestion. We can put the three suggestions together. She made for the general. Please look at the.
Yeah, the end. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this one.
Where are we?
We can put together, and so we can discuss.
Okay. So here you have HIV and keep up with trend, risk factor, access to prevention and treatment, youth and adolescent prevention. Where are we now? Epidemiology of HIV in Africa. Imagine. Yeah. I know.
Do you want to have prevention, the treatment, and the support? Because we haven't gotten to the human rights and all of that. Those issues of the stigma so it's like prevention, treatment, and support. Or how do we want to make sure that is coming in? The human rights, the stigma. What is
those are going to be under.
That's what I'm wondering. But what about the
bring it up? Yeah, because stigma,
The tropical reports has human rights.
The team.
Okay, can we go on that point and then come back to this?
All right.
So that maybe human rights take your vaccine to track that vaccine. My PhD was.
That's how I get my mom. Yes. That's my child. A little small guy. Yeah. He's taking it somewhere. Sorry. Because someone was.
What did I do?
Yeah. It is stopping coming. Wait, how? I can say it's have to go. So that's the overreach.
And then see, is it epidemiology only, or is it really the status of where we are, the progress, like you said, it's an overview of the progress. It's not only FE, it's the progress on S&D, it's the progress on financing. The overall picture.
I think that's a better topic.
The better.
Progress, but you can work on that, you can work on that and tell us how to do it so that we.
But when will it come?
But then, Esha, and keep up, are we going to maybe put time and then say, we want them to focus?
I think it's better than the epidemiology.
Yes.
They need to take that.
Yeah, the status,
Yeah.
yes, I think. Status.
Because it's not only FE, it's.
We do the focus.
Okay.
We focus on Esha and keep up. Then, okay, and then. The motion, and then,
Also, the rapporteur,
Yes.
can I make a suggestion that we change the word epidemiology and say the status of the HIV AIDS epidemic?
Chair. We're now waiting for you. Professor, we're waiting for you now. The three chairs of your how come you are refusing to come back? Please don't refuse to come back.
Yeah. There is no. We go back to although we have not, our exercise is not completed. We need the name of the doctor.
Please, can you come back? Otherwise, there will be no tea break for you. Yeah, please come back. What's the name of the chair? What's the name of the chair that side? The group is not there. What's your name? Huh?
Rafael.
Oh yeah, Chair Rafael. Rafael. Dottie, the rapporteur, can we come back? Why are you refusing? Community group, we are still waiting for you. Raphael, please, can you come? Scientific, please be scientific. You tell us, but time is enough. You know, no, we'll first of all, we'll announce.
Share what is there.
Yeah.
But it still needs quite a bit of what's living.
Yeah.
And so we
Com-
can
It's community. Community is not community without argument. Yeah.
even if you want to feel
They are included. No one is left behind. It's okay. You explain it to us.
that
But you may not get that time.
it's meaning if I leave tomorrow, we'll have it.
Okay, can we settle? Right. Please, can we settle? Can we sit down and we start? I know when you are seated, we can concentrate. Okay. Are you the one sharing? Are you sharing for us? No. Okay, let's have the groups back. The scientific chair, the one who made us disperse. Please, can you take over and lead us? The scientific chair is here. The scientific chair, please, scientific chair, can you chair your session and complete? You're the one who was chairing us, and you asked us to disperse. What?
Okay, are we together? Ok, on va continuer. On va appeler le premier groupe qui est prêt. On va commencer par la communauté. Hein. Raphaël.
Where's Brian?
Ah oui, parce que si vous ne tenez pas compte de la communauté, c'est un problème, hein. C'est la communauté qui doit nous aider. Oui.
I take the change custody.
Communauté, Raphaël. Il a disparu. Et, le leadership, Benjamin, s'il vous plaît, venez.
Thank you very much. Do you have the presentation right for leadership? Yes. So can you bring it up? So, Chair, thank you very much. We come up with 5 topics and propose themes. I will give the opportunity to our rapporteur to take us through the presentation. And what is missing, the work is not completed. We have broad ideas about the speakers, but we will fine-tune it moving forward. Thank you. Rapporteur, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. So we have 5 broad topics: sustainable and innovative financing, adolescent children and HIV, climate change and health, and ATM, technology and innovation, pandemic preparedness, prevention and response. So we came out after this, so each topic we came out with formulations and then presenters. So you can go on the second slide for me. So innovative and sustainable solutions for the fight against AIDS, TB and malaria. We are proposing Honorable Amin Adams, the Minister for Finance for Ghana. And then the second one, the race to ending HIV by 2030, refocusing on children and young people. So we are proposing the chair of the Youth Network of Central and Western Africa. And then Dr. Poku of Ghana AIDS Commission. Then the third one, leadership for youth and adolescent, sustainable response. We are proposing Dr. Celestine Mogambu. And then the fourth one, harnessing digital innovations.
Can you tell us who is Dr. Mogambu?
Okay, it's the second one. For the race to ending HIV. Okay, so we'll do that change. And so the leadership is rather the other one. And then harnessing digital innovations to...
Sorry, can you tell us who is Dr. Mogambu?
Okay, Chair. Dr. Mogambo is the speaker for the topic number 2. Okay. Director of HIV prevention in Kenya. We will give all these details. You know, for now, let's focus on the topics, and we will come back on and clear the list of the speakers later on.
Okay, accepted.
Yes, please. Thank you.
The final one, no, the second, harnessing digital innovations to revolutionize health systems, opportunities for global impact. We are proposing Dr. Dino Ray. And then the fifth one, the intersection of climate change and ATM, challenges, impact, and solutions for a sustainable future. We are also proposing Dr. Gloria Mayamela. And the final one, PPPR, pandemic preparedness, prevention and response. We are proposing Dr. Mueti. And so we will come out with the details. Thank you.
Why are you giving us 6?
Chair, we'll come back to that one. You know, we put it.
No, why are you giving us 6, bro?
That's what I'm explaining now.
Okay.
You know, we don't want to exclude pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. It is extremely important, but we want to listen to the other groups. What are they going to do so that we can readjust our topics later on? That is why we don't want to kick out the pandemic prevention, preparedness and response. Thank you, Chair.
Parce qu'il faut les applaudir, hein? Parce que c'est un temps record pour un travail de si haut niveau. Commentaire? Yeah.
Thank you to
Ça, c'était pas au programme, ça. Hein?
Please, can you have Professor Sheila in the front? And Dr. Martin Mary Fanala.
Oh.
Dr. Martin Mary Fanala.
Où est-ce qu'ils sont?
That's good. This way. Dr. Fanala.
Now it doesn't make much sense. It's all again.
Very come here, please. We have two birthdays.
May God bless you now. May God bless you now.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
The night, sorry. Yeah. We are getting married.
Bien, merci. Merci pour ces vœux. Bonne chose.
Day in your celebration, we're gonna and there ought to be a tide. So, just how much we love you, and I'm sure you would agree. What could be more perfectly than to have a world party on the day you and they it become illusion, and we all know everything. Place of what I will bring, or a piece of other things. It's to my
Merci. OK, si tout le monde peut reprendre sa place. Alors, secrétariat, si on peut réavoir les... Yeah. Secrétariat,
Mr. Chair, can I?
yeah,
Okay.
allez-y.
Would you please put back the leadership presentation? Happy birthday.
Secrétariat. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, my comment is here. I know it's the leadership committee, and then the suggestions for the speakers, and I agree the formulation is good. But for me, the leadership for youth and adolescent should be a youth person. And we have a great network of adolescent and youth living with HIV in the region. And for me, and I'm sure for the Eastern and Southern Africa, we have too. Then it should be a youth person, not this.
Oui, je crois que c'est remarque fondée. Oui.
Je crois que le problème vient du fait on a inversé les propositions sur les questions de leadership des jeunes. Comme elle l'a dit, on a un réseau de jeunes vivant avec le VIH qui couvre l'Afrique de l'Ouest et du Centre, 11 pays. On ne peut pas ne pas les prendre. Maintenant, j'ai une deuxième préoccupation. Évitons, à mon avis, d'alimenter les frustrations. L'Afrique de l'Ouest et du Centre, d'après la classification qu'on a, on a en moyenne 24 pays. Sur ces 24 pays, 15 sont francophones, 5 anglophones et on a 3 lusophones. Comment on peut faire des propositions qui ne tiennent pas compte de cet équilibre et qu'on se retrouve avec des personnalités qui représentent une seule région de l'Afrique? On est en Afrique de l'Ouest et du Centre pour une fois. Il faut qu'on arrête de créer des frustrations. On a des acteurs compétents aussi.
OK, je pense que le secrétariat a bien pris note. D'autres commentaires? Yeah, Benjamin?
Je voudrais répondre à ce commentaire. Et dans mes propos liminaires, j'avais bien précisé que nous n'avions pas eu le temps de finaliser la liste des speakers. Donc, les noms que nous avons mis sont juste indicatifs et que c'est un travail de profondeur qui sera fait. Et nous sommes très conscients même que ça ne tient même pas compte de la répartition linguistique et autres, tout ça. Donc, c'est un travail qui sera fait secondairement. Et je l'ai mentionné dans mes propos liminaires ici. Voilà.
OK, donc on note que
Merci.
ce sont des propositions et que on va certainement revenir là-dessus après. Yeah.
Merci beaucoup. So thank you so much, Leadership Committee. My suggestion or comments really are around the number one speaker there. And I know this is the early stage, but this is such a global debate on the sustainable innovations for how we are looking to finance, how we're looking at, equitable and sustainable solutions. I see that as a panel, multiple experts that are bringing in voices from different stakeholders, from the traditional funding institutions and organizations, if you will, as well as leaders around the region, including finance types who need to be a part of that conversation. I don't see this as one voice. In fact, many of us were at a meeting a few weeks ago, 22 countries from the continent together in Johannesburg looking at this issue. So it's very layered. I see this as multiple voices coming in. Thank you.
Merci. Je pense que toutes ces remarques ont été prises en compte. Dernier commentaire.
Luke and Prof, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we should not be discussing about the speakers at this point in time. Professor Shakron, we had a conversation this morning. It's good that ICASA has started the process early enough. We are talking towards getting finalization around August. My candid suggestion would be once the topic, so have been formulated with what we expect, so the topic to be covered, then, we find a transparent way where we can look for speakers, so based on the CV and name it, so to have it transparent. And then we look into the balance, so make sure that it covers, so it represents what SAR stands for. So in summary, let's agree on the theme. It's too early, and all those speakers is just, so on the parking lot. Professor Shakrun will find a way, using our respective networks, so to have a couple of CVs, they could even compete, so I'm pushing a little bit the concept here. And we make sure that we have, so the best speakers, gender balance, covering of the region, young people, adults, and all that. I submit. Thank you.
Oui, je pense que c'est très fondé. OK, comme vous êtes au Présidium.
Well, I just want to associate myself with an earlier comment that for the youth, we should have a young person to speak. We shouldn't use an adult to speak for the youth. We should make sure we get a young person, youth, well in the category to make the statement.
Oui, oui. OK, le reste, encore un commentaire? Yeah.
Maybe just to add to what Dr. IC said, we propose to use the the chair of the youth network for Central and West Africa, and also identify one or two other network leaders in the continent. So the name, we couldn't get the name. So we will later add all the names and clean it. So thank you very much for that recommendation. Thank you.
OK, je pense qu'on a fait le tour. Je crois que le commentaire de Léo a été très clair. Hein? Je crois que c'est le secrétariat. Oui.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think I agree with the last but one speaker saying that we should concentrate on the topics, and there should be a system to call for presenters. There should be, so that people compete for it. I perfectly agree with it.
OK. Donc, il y avait période. OK. C'est le groupe, on peut applaudir le groupe leadership. Alors, j'ai vu Raphaël lever la main. Vous avez le groupe communautaire. Comme ça, vous pourrez venir faire le commentaire que vous avez en tête.
Okay, I thought I wanted to make a submission. Since when is getting the speakers a competitive process? I thought this was what needed to be done here.
Mais vous pouvez inviter votre équipe, non? Hein?
Brian, where are you?
OK, à ce moment-là, nous invitons l'équipe de scientifiques. Vous savez, dans l'équipe des scientifiques, généralement, dans ce cas-là, le débat est toujours très houleux. On discute des virgules et des points, mais je crois que le général va nous faire une bonne synthèse. Général, vous avez la parole.
The president of the scientific committee is the chair.
Hello, Mr. Chair. I was raising my hand. Can I say something so that everybody will understand? The thematics that we are proposing and the speaker that we are proposing is a process. It's not final here. It's a process. We are going through a process, and the process will be finalized in August at the marathon meeting. I want everybody to bear that one in mind. You know, what you are proposing here is on the final. We will finalize in August. We will align all these things and it will be representative, you know, because we have 5 regions in Africa. We always take that one into consideration. And don't forget that ICASA is bilingual. It's English and French. We also take that one into consideration. You know, please.
Merci.
Just for now, any position that you have, send it. We are working on it. It's a work in progress. Thank you.
Merci, c'est pour cette mise au point, c'est important. Donc, le travail vient à peine de commencer. Donc, tout cela peut être remis en question, mais la liste finale, c'est au mois d'août qu'on aura la liste définitive. S'il vous plaît.
Thank you very much. So, I would like to present you the proposition of the scientific committee. And you know, the first topic, you know, forget about what I've been wrote taxi, and then I just want to tell you about the proposition. The first proposition is therapeutic advance, innovation and research for HIV, TB, and malaria. You say we don't know. We want to talk about STIs, but what we see. So this is our first proposition. The second, equitable access to initiatives, innovative biomedical intervention for HIV, TB, malaria in Africa. So next. The next proposition is status or epidemiology of HIV in Africa. Where are we now? So we've focus on key population, young and adolescents, people with injected drug, and then emerging and re-emerging infection. So it will be a very broad presentation on epidemiology and really where are we now in terms of epidemiology. We focus on those population. And then the fourth proposition is the triple 10 societal enablers target. Bold is not bold political leadership urgently needed. And then the last, or I would say the fifth proposition is impact of emerging disease on access to prevention and treatment of HIV, TB, and malaria. As we said, we just started discussion. We also have many topics, and then we don't have time. As the president of SAR was telling us to come here, and then we reach, and then we just propose something, and then maybe in March, and also we'll continue the discussion on August. We have a good formulation of this topic. That as I will be the rapporteur general, I want all this topic to be linked to our team and then the objectives. Otherwise, when I'm doing the report, it's very difficult. So we have some idea that don't match to the global team and then also to the objective. Thank you.
Alors, merci, Général. Comments? Voilà, je vois que tout le monde est d'accord là-dessus. On applaudit le groupe scientifique. Alors, le dernier groupe, les communautaires. Raphaël, pour introduire votre rapporteur. You have to introduce your... Yeah.
Is it afternoon? Good morning, everyone. So the community group understood that this is the beginning of a long process, and Brian Kanyemba will be our rapporteur and give us our suggested themes, but also suggested speakers. Yes, suggested. So don't get excited. Amandla.
Yeah, good morning once again. So, community is always community. We spend most of the time just discussing on the topics. And can you put it together? So we had 5 topics, and we can see that this almost similar to what we had in 2023, but we change a little bit such that we meet the objectives that we are seeing in the thematic areas that we are doing early in the morning. So the first one is the community-led data-driven responses. What we thought was what works and what doesn't. The case of key vulnerable and aging populations in emerging and re-emerging health threats. I think this is something that we are seeing almost happening every day, not being addressed. So I thought of putting it there. Then HIV prevention now. We thought we would really need to center on adolescents, girls, young women, and pediatrics. And we are thinking a young person to present this. This is thinking a young person called Nomondo Ngema from South Africa. And then the third one is sustainable response, social enterprising, increasing resource mobilization, financing towards the end of HIV, emerging disease in Africa. This is a suggestion. I know that she spoke again last year, but it's a suggestion, and we might add someone else as well. And then 4, the digital health, advancing committed solution for lasting impact. And I think we know Doreen Morale, she's so good into digital health, and she's going to assist us on that. And the last one, this was very key, especially for the communities and the spaces where we are, where this conference is going to be. 5 years before 2030, the imperative advancing human rights to advance health. So far, we are thinking at least area from NAP plus Ghana, but again, we are still reconsidering this because, yeah, questions.
Merci, merci. Applaudissements. Faut faire attention à la communauté. Commentaire, oui, rapidement.
Oui. I was in that group. I don't remember that we suggested these names because we didn't finish our work. It's like few people added, and I don't think we agreed on that. We need to rework and suggest names because I don't see what we suggested. You can see all Anglophone. I don't see any Francophone. I know it's the first draft, but we didn't agree on that.
Voilà, merci. Je crois que vous voulez un commentaire? Oui. Le présidium? Yes.
Mr. Chair, I just want to inform you that all this thematic will be translated also in French, and as we say, is a work in progress. All these names that you are seeing, we write to all of you, and we will continue the process till August. But really, make sure that when we don't decide something in the committee, don't project it. Really, this is why we are transparent when we are unfolding ICASA program. It's inclusiveness. It's very, very important. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. I have the mic really quickly to just second what Madame Badini had said. We had agreed on the topics, and I know that there were suggestions for speakers that were made after we had the discussion, but it's not over. We will still be taking suggestions for speakers, and we also still have to decide between these 5 sessions, which one of them are going to be in French. Very important. And one also in Portuguese. Yes, thank you.
Très bien. Merci, Brice, parce que je crois.
There's anybody online? Anybody online? The technician, anybody online? Nobody. Okay.
Merci. Alors, je voudrais qu'on note cela. Madame Chair de Community Programme, je crois qu'il nous faut déjà, quand on fixe des principes, I will speak in English, so you don't need translation. It will be direct. Madam Chair, it will be direct. I think that if we have some principles and we say that this is our working principle, we absolutely have to respect this principle. So we said that for the 5 topics, we need 2 in French, 2 in English, and 1 in Portuguese. And this is related also to the speakers. We have to identify and select speakers from Francophone countries, speakers from Anglophone, and speakers from Lusophone countries. And I don't really know where these names come from. I think that the Secretariat have to take that, the principle from the community, topics, 2 in English, 2 in French, 1 in Lusophone. And we will work to find the right name there. Thank you.
Merci. Dernier commentaire parce qu'on a pris beaucoup de temps déjà du programme. Oui.
Yes, I want to come again on a particular, or I can say a global issue or also specific issue. I realize that by doing this proposition, nobody look at our team and then our objectives. So we need to, yes, that's very important because at the end, I want to know if we answer the questions that come from our global team and then the objectives. So during the process, be aware of that. Please, this is an advocacy.
Oui, le dernier commentaire, vous respectez pour nous
Mr.
rattraper dans le
Chairperson.
temps. Yes.
Mr. Chairperson, I'm also from the community group. Indeed, I agree that we did not discuss about the speakers, but I must maybe try to qualify it. Possibly our able rapporteur and chairperson took the precedence of the first group, the leaders. The leaders presented speakers, proposed the speakers. So it was more like conforming. So it's more like trying to do what others has done. And I also agree with what Luke had said. This is just working. It's a working document. These are working names. And indeed, the principle that was discussed of trying to present some speakers who are from Anglophone, Francophone, etc. I think these are things that we can always agree. But let's also maybe stick to the principles that we would have agreed in the first place.
Okay, sorry, there's somebody who wants to speak online. Online, please, can you contribute?
OK. Bonjour à toutes et à tous. C'est donc Audrey Kofi du comité. C'est vraiment une recommandation. Je m'aligne totalement sur ce que M. Liaison et Dr. Badini et Hélène ont relevé. Je souhaiterais aussi attirer l'attention sur le besoin d'améliorer la contribution des acteurs en ligne. Depuis ce matin, nous avons eu des difficultés pour participer aux travaux de groupe, à remonter nos préoccupations. On a essayé d'attirer l'attention dans la partie questions-réponses et chats, mais ça a été un peu compliqué de se faire entendre, de faire passer des messages avec les autres qui sont en ligne. Donc, c'est vraiment une recommandation pour qu'on puisse améliorer pour les prochaines réunions du comité, en remerciant aussi l'équipe technique et autour qui, depuis hier, a fait des efforts. Mais vraiment, on souhaiterait faire mieux cette recommandation. Je pense que je ne parle pas mon nom seul par rapport aux autres membres du comité qui sont en ligne. Mais vraiment, je m'associe pleinement aux interventions de Dr. Hélène et de M. Liaison sur les différents points d'équilibre et de points d'attention pour s'assurer qu'on est vraiment constant parce que ça fait au moins 2 ou 3 sessions du ICASA où ces questions reviennent chaque fois et ce n'est pas toujours évident de les faire passer. Merci encore pour la parole donnée.
OK. Merci. N'oubliez pas de mettre ça par email pour que vous avez les adresses de Présidium. Donc, on peut avoir toutes ces informations si vous les mettez par écrit au niveau du secrétariat. Le dernier commentaire.
Thank you. Thank you. We take note of that before. Is there any other online that wants to contribute? Any other online? No one, Chair, so you can continue.
Thank you so much, President. I think for the community, we'd like to just correct that to say maybe, as the previous colleague said, we took it as we need to conform to the standards. However, the process is not closed and the community group is very big. When we go into our meetings and that process and that corner, I would suggest us to have one meeting. One of our challenges there were many other meetings that were happening, and I will disclose that. There were side meetings happening and we did not have one voice. Maybe during lunch, President, we should be doing the work to show our commitment, because now we are in a situation where we are not sure if we agreed, if we did not agree. We had a rapporteur, we had a chair who listened. However, I think there were too many side meetings in community. So community, for your leadership, let us rethink and find the time to work on this together, not give only two people the work, together during lunchtime. I thank you.
C'est parce qu'on passe le présidium. On va c'est un dernier commentaire. On peut, qu'est-ce que le présidium en pense?
Yeah, it's very important that each group has got consensus that we can all hold on to. We don't want a group where it's split and then people will deny ownership. So I suggest, and I agree with you, if your group can regroup at lunchtime and then bring other proposals through the secretariat. But I don't think that we should live here with such a divided, seemingly divided views. So let's do that. And yeah, community cannot be community without arguments.
OK, je crois qu'avec ça, on va clôturer la session.
Okay. Okay, now there's a contribution from online.
OK. En ligne?
Yeah. Are you there?
Can you talk? People are listening to you. Can you talk, please? Il faut ouvrir ton micro.
Bonjour, Monsieur Yousfi. Vous pouvez ouvrir votre micro et parler en ligne.
The floor is yours and the roof as well. Please speak.
Bonjour, vous m'entendez?
Et allez-y.
Vous m'entendez? C'est maintenant qu'on m'a ouvert mon micro. Écoutez, j'ai l'habitude quand même des visioconférences. Le micro était fermé. J'ai essayé par tous les moyens. D'abord, bonjour tout le monde. Je suis le docteur Yousfi, le président de la Société algérienne d'infectiologie. Malheureusement, je n'ai pas pu être avec vous. J'ai tenu à participer donc à la réunion depuis hier, malgré tous les problèmes de connexion. C'est très difficile. Et aussi malgré les problèmes de traduction, parce que la traduction n'est pas assurée continuellement, d'une manière permanente, aussi bien dans les sessions que dans les travaux de groupe. J'ai essayé dans le chat de mettre ces remarques, sachant que les deux langues officielles de la société africaine donc du
On ne vous entend plus. On ne vous entend plus.
Docteur Yousfi, on ne vous entend plus. Ça s'est coupé. Si vous nous écoutez.
Okay, we can't hear him. So let's thank you, Chair. Thank you very much. Have you got anything else to say? No?
No.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Merci beaucoup.
Let's all go for tea. And then we come back at exactly 1:45. For tea, 1:45, we're back here so that we finalize and then we break off finally. Thank you. What are you looking at? You can send me the message. Okay, are we ready? Community, you are still not sorted, isn't it? Lunchtime. So after lunch, as you know, after lunch will not be here. So what we will do is that each chairperson and the rapporteur after this will sit and coordinate with the secretariat and finalize these things. So the chairperson and the rapporteur can also have a bit of leeway to co-opt one or two people. And then you come up with something solid and coordinate with secretariat so that we don't keep on going up and down. Okay, agreed. Right. Thank you very much. Our next item on the agenda is the preliminary program. And you know, really properly described as preliminary. And Luke, you're going to present this to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Le programme préliminaire de la conférence ICASA n'a pas changé. On a maintenu le même programme. La seule chose qui a changé, c'est les sessions. Please, slide. La seule chose qui a changé, c'est les sessions. Et vous allez voir que depuis ICASA 2021, les sessions à ICASA sont de 45 minutes. Et avant ICASA, quand on organisait ICASA, quand on commençait à 7 heures et on finissait à 21h, 22h. Mais on a aussi changé ce modèle-là. Et aujourd'hui, ICASA, ça commence à 8h45 et finit à 16h15. Parce que nous pensons qu'il est important que les gens aussi puissent jouir et connaître un peu le pays quand ils viennent aux conférences. Avant, c'était vraiment trop chargé et ça ne permettait pas aux gens de connaître un peu, de faire du tourisme et aussi de se retrouver, le networking entre eux. Ça ne le permettait pas du tout. Mais on a vu qu'avec ce programme-là qu'on a appliqué depuis 2021, vraiment, quand les gens viennent à ICASA, ils sont contents. Et par rapport à ça, ICASA 2025 commence le 3 décembre 2025 et finit le 8 décembre 2025. Comme le présente sur ce diapo, le mercredi 3 décembre, on a des sessions satellites, mais la cérémonie d'ouverture d'ICASA se passe toujours en soirée, à partir de 15h55 ou bien 16h. On commence la cérémonie d'ouverture. Et le lendemain, on commence la session d'ICASA. La première plénière, nous sommes en travaux maintenant, en train de finaliser les plénières. La première plénière commence à 9h45, mais avant la première plénière, on a des sessions satellites. Après, on a les autres sessions, comme vous savez, les sessions des sessions parallèles, les sessions des posters, et puis aussi des sessions satellites, et on finit à 16h15. Donc, du 4 au 8 décembre, nous avons tout le temps des plénières, tous les jours, les plénières le matin. Et on finit le 8 décembre, maximum la cérémonie de clôture du CASA 2025 se fera entre midi 12h40 et 13h. Donc, ça veut dire que la cérémonie va commencer après les rapporteurs. Le rapporteur général est là. Après le rapport général, on va passer à la cérémonie de clôture. Donc, là, on va finir avec ICASA 2025, normalement, à 13h, le 8 décembre 2025. Ce programme, c'est un programme préliminaire. On va l'améliorer parce qu'il ne faut pas oublier que nous avons des travaux à faire après les plénières qu'on est en train de faire. On va maintenant passer aux sessions spéciales, on va passer aux sessions parallèles et on va passer au workshop. Monsieur le Président, je pense que c'est la petite présentation que je devrais faire ce matin. Merci bien.
Thank you so much, Mr. Luke, for this preliminary program. I've got two questions. One question is it high time now we include on the program the pre-conferences, like an extra day, because it's under ICASA? Then I know that there was a lot of thinking on having the meeting on Saturday and Sunday. I might not. Hello? Are you hearing me?
Just put your, a little bit so I
Okay.
can hear you.
There was a lot of thought on Saturday and Sunday, so I wanted to know why to exercise it in those 2 days instead of starting on a Monday. Then there's an explanation around that.
Luke, do you want to take one or two more comments before you respond? You wanted to comment?
Yes, I have one. Thank you very much, Luke, for this presentation. I think for the satellite symposia, 45 minutes is too short. I suggested to start at 8:30 to 9:30. 1 hour will be better. Thank you.
Any other comments? Yes, Professor Moronike.
Thank you, and thanks, Luke, for presenting this. I'm wondering, when is the youth program going to become visible? Yeah, thank you.
I think if you can, okay, Professor Luo. Professor Luo, who is running around with the mic? Where is the young man with the beard?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to see whether we can also introduce some other issues into the program. There's always a lot of discussion around young people. And I know that one of the voices that has not been very strong is the voice of women, especially the young women. Is it possible to, just before the conference starts, we have a day that is devoted to discussions on issues around HIV affecting women and maybe children, and also another day, they could even run in parallel the same day. The youths are discussing their issues, and these things get fed into the main conference, because in the 5 days, we are not doing justice to where the epidemic is impacting the most. The current epidemic is impacting the most on women and the young people. So I'm wondering whether we can have a pre-conference women's conference, a pre-conference youth conference, and the resolutions from there can find their way and be read in the main meeting for the future. Thank you.
Okay, let me allow Luke to respond. Now there are 4 questions, and then we have another lot thereafter.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. It's important that you should understand that this one is the main plenary program. It doesn't take into consideration the pre-conferences, because we had 3-day pre-conferences before the third. Even the third, we are having pre-conferences. It means that from the first, second, and third, we have pre-conferences. But we don't put pre-conferences in this plenary program. Go to page 76 if you have your working document. For English and for French, page 74. Then you see the plan program. This program is focused on what the State Committee meeting is planning. Pre-conferences is not for State Committee meeting, unless we decide to put it inside. But generally, we don't put it inside, because we have pre-conferences for women, you have pre-conferences for youth, you have pre-conferences for key population, and we have also pre-conferences for First Lady. We have all these pre-conferences, and this year we are planning to have pre-conferences with the Minister of Finance in Africa, because they are the ones that dictate the tone when it comes to budget. You know, we have all these things, but this program is specific to what we are doing here, the session that we are finalizing here. To come back to the question of Brown, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, you know, it's important that we should understand that we come for conferences to learn, to share knowledge, all these things, but at the same time, it's also to know a bit the place. Most of the participants, when they come the first day before the conference, we finish, they leave. And they really don't have time to know what happened in the weekend. You know, this is why the session is like that. And don't forget that Wallets Day, we don't want to clash with Wallets Day. It's two different things. Wallets Day should be separate. And people who want to experience Wallets Day in Ghana, we come prior to the conference. This is what I want to address. And there was another question I responded to, I think, yeah. That is okay.
Okay, another lot of questions. Yes, let's start with Professor there on the left.
Just a comment. Can we start?
Yeah.
Can we start?
Pardon?
Est-ce qu'on ne peut pas commencer les posters là pendant le break de généralement 12h40 et puis ça continue quoi après à la fin, au lieu de les mettre totalement à la fin seulement.
Well, if you see this program, we have 2 breaks for poster, you know, but the poster are there throughout the day, and we don't put we remove down the poster from the break time. Why? Because this conference in Ghana, the session room, the session hall might be far from each other.
Okay.
This is why we don't want to put the poster into the break, because the break will help people to move from one session to another session.
Okay.
And we put it separately.
Thank you.
You are welcome, sir.
Okay, yes, on the right. Yes.
Hi, I just wanted to speak on the women specific free conference. It's called Women Now Summit. And we've aligned with ICASA over the past several ICASAs, and a lot of what is there is by and for women. It's kind of convened in a global element from all the regions of the world, but specifically we have a local committee that plans that Women Now Summit that we're looking right now within Ghana to incorporate that. I serve as the board chair of Sister Love, and I'm a board member of Sister Love International South Africa in Joburg. And I just wanted to provide that context to the question that was arised around pre-conferences for specific populations. Thank you.
Look, my question is, I'm just curious why the intention of having the conference on weekend, Saturday and Sunday, keeping in mind that we might lose people on a weekend. People are working. people have these we African or must be mindset itself. It's from Monday to Friday. Then for the weekend is for relaxing. So my fear is to lose people from Saturday and Sunday on that particular day, and starting the conference in the middle of the week.
Yeah, this is a good question, but at the same time, we need to be mindful that the date that we don't have the whole month, and we are in December. ICASA is always first week of December, and people have their agenda on that. If you move it from that, it means that you are shifting a lot of focus from ICASA. That's one. And the second aspect also is that this time around, you need to know that we have one less day on the 1st. If you move it to the 1st, it means that you are denying a lot of people to have one less day in their country. Then we need to be mindful how we fix the dates. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? If not, thank you, Luke. Any other comment? Yes, Dr. Meskala.
Can we give the mic?
Merci, Président. Il y avait une question sur le symposium le matin. Est-ce qu'on pouvait le mettre 1 heure, de 8h30 plutôt à 9h30 plutôt que de faire 45 minutes? Je n'ai pas entendu la réponse. Merci.
Et merci, Dr. Meskere. In fact, the reality is that, the study has showed that after 45 minutes, people are not listening to anything. That study is it was conducted by they call them forgot the name, how they call it. It's a study that show, and that study shows that after 45 minutes, people in the room doesn't follow anything, and since we have that study and we have that documentation, we have changed completely the session. And you will notice generally when you are having a session and it's more than 45 minutes, people have started dozing or people started going out. People should go to the point directly. Session now is 45 minutes, and 45 minutes is intensive and it captures people's attention. And if you're a speaker, please go directly to the point, because nowadays we have AI. We don't need we have everything outside there. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, but we give the quintessence of what we want to give out to the participants, so that at least they take the quintessence and they move on. But if you want to dilute it, people will not listen to you. Really, you can see even here, it's very tough. But most of us, we are here because we have we have a duty. We are committed, right? But when it comes to conferences, imagine that you have in one day you have 5 rooms. We need to put that one in mind. You have 5 rooms concurrently, and the rooms are working concurrently one day. And you have to move, you have to do the selection, move from here to here to here to here. When you put the session more than 1 hour, people are losing interest, really. And we have noticed that. This is why we changed this system, and this system is working very well since 2023. No, since 2021. Is it in Durban? Yeah, in Durban. Thank you. Any comment?
Okay. Anybody online? Anybody online? Anybody online? No.
Let's go.
Right. Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the presentation. I'm not sure if I've missed it, but are we foregoing a lunch in favor of the 20-minute breaks? Is that the thinking? I'm just wondering, because that's such a good time for networking, and I don't see the lunch here. Is it going to be included somewhere else? Thank you.
For the conference, we don't put the lunch at the conference because the lunch is individual, right? Because generally, we put lunch for this kind of program when we are having pre-conferences, But for conferences, we don't have a time frame where we put lunch. You will see that we have break. The break is, we have 3 breaks, if you look at it very well. And the break, we don't have the pointer, but you can see from 12:40 to 13 p.m. is a lunchtime.
So that's
you have 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Exactly. It's a lunchtime, but there's break there, But generally, we don't call it lunch because you are free to take a lunch and you are free to grab something and move.
Oh, I'm just wondering if, because it is, when I honestly look at this program, I think it's quite interesting. If I was flying in, fortunately for me, I live in Ghana, but if I was flying in and I look at the start of this day, it's a nice, generous start, 8:45. I think the prof here suggested 8:30, but by 3 o'clock, there's a break at 2:50. And then technically, it looks like some satellites and then a poster, like a lot of options. I'm just looking for the rigorous engagement with the science and the sessions. So if I already know I have to include a lunch, I'm going to miss that abstract session. And that is critical because of the way the data is already so kind of concise.
No,
I don't
let
know
me
if you
explain to you.
understand.
You will
Thank
not
you.
miss anything because when you have a break, there is no abstract session there. You see it. Because after the break, you have abstract session start at 13 to 13:45. You see, it's not the same. It's not part of the break. That's one. Two, you also need to understand that this is a draft. What session that I put there, like parallel session, abstract session, satellite session, this is a draft. It will change when we finalize the program. It may not be this configuration, but what you have to bear in mind is the hours of session and the plenary session. Those will not change. The hour of break will not change. The break poster exhibition will not change. Yeah. But the other one can change depending of how many sessions we finalize at the end of the day.
Yes,
because you have to align later. We align all the program.
On top of that, look, you must remember that when you have these international conferences, people are moving up and down, selecting which one to attend to. Some are parallel sessions. So you really can't put a lunchtime for that sort of rotation. Because each time you're saying, well, maybe I'll go and listen to this one, but not this one. So it's all, you can't really say, now lunch, no. But there was another question, another hand. Have you another? Yes.
So
You can ask.
my comment was going to come before yours, Dr. Parenyatwa. So in response to the last but one speaker, I was going to suggest that perhaps we have two sessions and then we combine two breaks into a meaningful 40-minute break so that we don't have just small 20-minute breaks. So for example, we could have the abstract session timed for 1300 hours. We swap it with the break, and then we have a 40-minute break from 1345, something like that. Yeah, so that at least we have a 40-minute break.
Please,
Yeah.
I want you to bear in mind that. Okay.
Yeah, all the points. I think we also know that even though you call it a lunch break, people use that time for all kinds of things. That's when networking happens, high-level conversations, and even certain sponsors organize special lunch meetings to have just use the opportunity to network. So I think, and other conferences do, I don't know why we're not following the same, like a solid 1 hour, 1.5 hour, call it break time, and then let people go and even, I'm imagining how the food stalls are going to be set up. Do we want them to have people going for lunch every minute of the day, or to just have fresh lunch served in a solid 1.5 hour period, and people go and buy food and come back refreshed than distributing themselves all through the program? It would distract from sessions that people want to be in because they now have to make a decision between their right to food and listening to very important things going on. So I would suggest through the chair a motion to have a solid 1.5 hour period, and then encourage both sponsors and food vendors and everybody to use that period the way they use, the way they want to use it.
Look, I think these are things you may want to look at, but let's hear here Dr. Madzima, then Mrs. Raphael.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Mine is just a general comment that
this ICASA template is not a new thing. ICASA has been held over, the past decades, and over time, the previous committees and those who have hosted ICASA know what works. So if you are going to discuss anything, I don't think it has to be something which is major. Also, the secretariat, they've also been around for a long time, and they can tell us what works and what doesn't work. So unless if it's something which is responding to a peculiar situation, I wouldn't suggest just making changes for the sake of changes, because this is a template which works. We also go to other conferences, international conferences, and we see how it happens. The International AIDS Conference in particular. I'm ready to hear a situation where they say that everyone has gone for lunch or something like that. You go to a session which you want to attend, even if it's at lunch. So let's not change a winning team for the sake of wanting to contribute. Thank you.
A winning team like elections, but let's have Mrs. Rafa. Before you respond, look.
Thank you so much, Comrade Luke. I also just wanted to add, I've been to ICASA, the system works. I'm not saying it shouldn't, but starting at 8:45 is a little bit late. 7 o'clock for the first satellite is my suggestion. It might be wrong, all right? Yeah, start early and then can slack, but not 8:45, it's late.
Right.
Okay,
Thank you
that's
very
a
much.
hard working of 7 o'clock. Hard work, yeah.
Thank you for the floor. I want to add my voice to the break. I've been to several ICASAs myself, and I don't think people are suggesting change for the sake of change. I want to go with I think last two speakers who said, can we put 2 breaks together and 1.5 hours? I was thinking if you had a break, if you don't want to call it break, you can even call it networking session / lunch. So that I've been to ICASAs where sponsors different times, even some of the exhibitions are places where people network and stand around and learn. It's not everything that is in an abstract driven session or in a parallel session or a presentation. So I want to propose that we have 2 sessions together to give us the 40-minute. It's not even a break per se. Thank you.
Okay, Luke, can you respond to this and tell us what worked?
So, thank you so much for your comment. In terms of break, I hear all of you, but what is good for you might not be good for the other people. We need to think for the general public. That is what is more important, and this work for the general public, for the purpose of ICASA, and I'm not seeing, you can have your own plan and say, I want to march 2 break for yourself, and you make it for yourself your break. It's possible, because before you come to conferences, you do what we call your homework, and you map out all the sessions that you want to attend, and you map out the break that you want to have, the communication that you want to have, the networking that you want to do. You map it out before you come. Then I believe that based on that, this is a suitable proposal for this conference. Thank you.
Okay, right. Thank you. I think for now, we heard what people have suggested, and we are going to make something practical, and essentially is going to remain the same, because I think people have said, look, this has worked in the past. You want to improve, isn't it? The improvements is what people are looking at. So you may want just to consider 1 or 2 things. Remember, some of the sponsors will want to slot in and advertise their own situations and ask you for lunch and so on, a breakfast session. So let's leave it a bit porous. Okay, our next presenter is the National AIDS Control Program. A presentation of ICASA 2025 key date and roadmap. Dr. Ado.
Hello, yeah. Good afternoon, and thank you very much, Dr. Chair President, for the opportunity. Today, in fact, yesterday and today are very important days. This is the first ISC, but we're going to have the second. Between now, there are some major months that you have to pay attention to. So it's been projected for you to see. I want you to also look at your packs. The important dates are in your pack as well. So please pay attention. We've done page 18, and then there is a leaflet also, a standalone leaflet also, which has the pages, has the dates. So we've checked the number of the boxes already. The first three, including today's and yesterday's meeting. So after this, our second ISC meeting will be on the 29th of March, 2025, 29th of March. So please take note of that. But before then, we'll be opening a number of things in March. So the call for abstracts will be from the 1st of March to the 30th of May. For early registration, it's going to open on the 1st of March and also end on the 30th of May. I mentioned that the second ISC meeting is on the 29th of March to 1st of April, 2025. Once we call for abstracts, the reviewers will also have to be invited, but it's going to happen on the 3rd of February. That is ahead, so that by the time the abstracts come, we already have people to review, and that is going to end on the 30th of May. The regular registration is going to start on the 1st of June to 31st of August. And then early booking for exhibition is going to start on the 1st of March and end on the 31st of August. Late booking, because there will be early booking, there will be late booking. And that is going to be after 31st of August. But because there is also regular registration, there will be a late registration. I said that the regular registration is going to end on the 31st of August. And so the late will start immediately after that, from the 1st September to 31st of October. However, in between there, the satellite session booking will be opened on the 1st of March to end on the 31st of August. So they are very important dates that you have to pay attention to. We have very important days in May, end of May, to close some openings, and then also August. For scholarship application, it's going to be open on the 3rd of July and end on the 31st of July. So that's for a very brief 1 month period. The abstracts will be reviewed between the 7th of July and 7th of August. We are having the first ISC meeting. We will have the second ISC meeting, I said 29th of March, but there's going to be a marathon meeting on the 18th of August to the 21st of August. By that time, we are getting closer and closer to the D-Day. That is the beginning of the conference. Once the abstracts have been reviewed to end on the 7th of August, announcement, notice of acceptance will be communicated on the 25th, between the 25th and 29th of August. And then we're going to also, after we have closed the calls or requests for scholarship application, those who are lucky will be announced from the 29th of August to the 1st of September. On the 15th of September, the 2025 ICASA program will go online. The online program will be opened, and then to make way as we warm up to the 3rd to the 8th. So as has been communicated earlier, the first day of the conference will be the 3rd of December 2025, and will be ending on a Sunday on the 8th of December, God willing, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the dates. And I want to thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. I think that was very brief, precise, and in the past I have noticed these dates have been followed quite well. Is there any consequences in late registration? It appears obvious, but just encourage us to do what we should do.
If there are consequences, as usual for a lot of conferences, for late registration, you pay a little more compared to when you register early. So there's an incentive to register early. We also don't want to discourage people. So no matter what happens, if it turns out that you want to register even on the day, some people have traveled to conferences that day, they want to register. You are welcome to do that. In that case, you have the capacity to bear any other consequence. It tells us that the motivation is very high. But we will encourage as many people as possible to register early. There's one important thing we've not put there, but those are administrative things. So at the right time, there will be communication also on accommodation issues and all that, opportunities, so that we can take advantage and make reservation ahead. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Ado. Any other comments, including online? Any online? Nothing? No, there's nobody there. Any other comments? If not, we go to the next. No, it's lower hand. Okay. We are moving very, very swiftly. The next item on the agenda is from the ICASA Director, review of upcoming milestones and meetings. I'm sure this will be brief. You want to do it here? Okay, go back to your podium there.
Hello. Mr. Chair, the milestone is just to draw your attention about how we are unfolding the next program. You can see that we have the upcoming milestone, finalize the session topic and speaker selection. This one is for what we have started. Normally, ending of January, 27th of January, we need to have the speaker, the proposed speaker, so that we follow up. And then we have call for ICASA 2025, proposed for concurrent session. You know, when I was showing the preliminary program, you will see parallel session, concurrent session, workshop. Then we send you an email soon so that you can propose the session that you want to organize. We call it parallel session. Like every committee is supposed to organize something like a 5 session in terms of parallel session and 3 workshop, you know, and also 5 non-abstract driving session, you know. And we will send you all this communication time so that you can send your proposition. You know, that proposition will help us to finalize the program so that we follow up at the next meeting. The next meeting will be in March. And then we have, we finalize the concurrent session in March when we are having the second committee meeting. And we also do a call for abstract reviewer. It's part of the upcoming process of the program. And we have launch of SAR mentorship program. I would like that the SAR mentorship program, I would like that Professor Morenica is here, if she can say a word about the SAR mentorship program. Hello, Professor. Are you there? Can you say a word about the mentorship program? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just to briefly note that one of the advantages that members will benefit is a mentorship program that has been designed to enable members before submitting to get mentorship and review of their abstracts. So ahead of that, we're going to have 3 training sessions. Ahead of the opening for abstract submission, we're going to have 3 training sessions on abstract writing, and parallel, one in French, one in English. So in all, we'll have 6 sessions. That leads to the submission of the abstract. At the submission time, some members can ask for review, pre-submission review. That's the mentorship process. And we have already identified 34, but we're moving up to 50 mentors who will be able to support the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Then it means that it's very important that you should be SAR member, because only SAR member will be authorized or will have the opportunity to mentor their abstracts. But if you are not SAR member, you cannot, you know. And we open it 1st of March, as Professor just said. And then we have launch of community village program. This is very, very important. We are launching the community village program 1st of April. And you know how it happened. We send the call for proposal out to the 5 constituencies of Africa, the 5 regions of Africa, and we allow the community to propose thematics for their program. The community program is different from what we are doing now. It's 2 different things. We are launching that community program 4th of April 2025. Next slide. And we are also launching also the youth program. The community program and the youth program, it goes together. We launch them 1st of April. Last slide. Oh, that's all. That's the key. That's the upcoming milestone. Is the work that we in progress. Then we inform you on time, and we send you this slide so that you can keep the date. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I think that we are done for today.
Thank you, Luke. Any comments, any questions, any need for clarification? Yes, Professor Shilatlow. Where is the bearded guy? Yeah, Professor here.
Thank you, Chairperson. Just to follow up on what Luke was talking about, membership in SAR. So just to encourage our colleagues and their associate outside to ensure that you register and become a member, because only then do we have a real say in governance, in everything. So it's just to emphasize that I know a lot of, I'm sure a quarter of us, if not a half of us right here, are not members of SAR. So we have to ensure that membership, otherwise really, you are not part of us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. You want to say something on it? No, you say it.
Thank you very much. Also to note that you may have heard about it, but also to encourage that ISA is launching its journal, and we're hoping the process would have completed before the conference. Right now, you may have seen the call for editor. It's still open. Please encourage. We feel that we might have to head-ons for somebody really top. So please, we're asking to support the process. It's all the call for editorial board member is also open with a consciousness to ensure geographical spread. We also recognize the fact that the best are always very busy and they might not respond, that please be part of the process to help us add-ons and encourage people to apply. The process is on and it should finish shortly so that at the conference, people that have good top abstracts will also be mentored on manuscript writing to enable them be able to submit top manuscripts for the journal. Thank you. It's our collective responsibility. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. If you look at our agenda, we have almost finished. There is the issue now of the online evaluation of ICASA 2025, the first steering committee, to evaluate what we have done here. And of course, this will be done online by yourselves before you leave on Saturday. And the forms and to be filled in are online. So we cannot do it here now, but clearly we expect to hear from you before Saturday in terms of your own evaluation that you have found. And it's important. That feedback is so important to build up on future ICASAs. Yes, unless there's any other, when you say any other business, usually it opens another Pandora's box. But any questions, any comments before we finally close? Yes, Dr. Mekeram.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's not a question, but rather a comment. I really want to congratulate the ICASA group, the ESA Secretariat, and all the committees for the excellent work. You know, I have been from the beginning, from the first meeting in Kinshasa until now in the preparation of ICASA. You have facilitated our work. The work has been very well prepared. We have received the information and it was easy for us, you know, in 2 days to have this result. So really, I want to congratulate all of the committees. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any comments from online? Online? Nothing. Well, at this juncture, is somebody online? Can you go ahead, please? The one online? You can announce this. Online?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
OK. Je voudrais vous remercier aussi pour le format de participation en ligne qui a été aussi admis cette année. Donc, je m'aligne sur l'intervention du Dr. Mesquerel. Il y a beaucoup d'évolutions dans la facilitation et on reste attentif pour que nos recommandations pour la prochaine réunion du comité en masse améliorent la participation en ligne de celles et ceux qui ne pourront pas être présents. Et profiter et remercier toute l'équipe technique parce que hier, la journée a commencé un peu difficilement avec le son qui n'était pas bon. Et ils ont été attentifs, ils ont réussi à régler et gérer notre disponibilité pour qu'on puisse participer, y compris au sondage sur le logo et tous les éléments. Donc, remercie encore M. Baudier et toute l'équipe. Et merci à vous de prendre en compte chaque fois les différentes observations pour améliorer la participation des uns et des autres en présentiel ou à distance. Merci bien. À vous, Monsieur le Chair.
Good. Thank you so much. Luke, you wanted to announce something? You wanted to announce something about bus tour?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have a tour today. I think that the people from Ministry of Tourism, Ghana, they are here. Madam, please, can you come? Mr. Chair, just 1 minute so that, please, can you tell us where we are going today for the tour? Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So yesterday we had a good time at Kwame Nkrumah Museum. Today we are going to the Independence Square and the Arts Center. Tomorrow we'll be going to the National Museum. So in the process of registering for today, if you want to go tomorrow, kindly register as well. Today's is free. Tomorrow's is 80 cedis. So if you are interested, kindly register. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you for those arrangements. Let me, as we close, let me recognize our Honorable Minister of Health in absentia, Dr. Oke Boye, our trustees who have been with us, and the two of them, Professor Klo and Dr. Mekelem, the board members of SA that are here. Let me recognize all of you. The SA coordinator and also director for ICASA, Luke Ahmad Bodia, together with your hardworking staff. Let me recognize the Director General for the AIDS Commission, Ghana, Dr. McKerem, but also Dr. Ado. You've been with us all the way through. Thank you so much. It shows that commitment that we always look for. The very important UN agencies that are here and UN bodies, thank you so much. And your contributions also reflect your experiences. And it's good that you share that with us. Thank you so much. There are all these researchers, academicians who are here and who are very thoughtful and always thinking. The various National AIDS Council groups, leaders that are here. South Africa, we noticed Dr. Gulu, and from Zimbabwe, Dr. Madzima. Thank you, both of you, for being with us. But there are also our esteemed guests who are here and participants, and also those online, the virtual participants, members of the Society for AIDS in Africa all over the world. Let me also recognize the people of Ghana who have been hosting us. And in that sense, I'm being reminded here in block letters that let me also recognize community. So I think it's important that community is recognized. First, let me thank the government of Ghana, the president of Ghana, for affording us this opportunity to actually host ICASA in Ghana. I think we need to give them a marked round of applause. And we would like, Dr. Ado, for you to go and convey our sincerest of thanks for the president for allowing us to be here, and the hospitality that we have received here, together what was facilitated by our own secretariat through Luke Bodia. But thank you so much, and want to thank the facilitation of going through tours. Today, again, another tour organized by yourselves. We must really thank them. Please participate so that they don't prepare these things and nobody turns up. But I know that yesterday you were all there. Those who were not there, I've put register to say why. But I want to thank those who went and those who will be going today. Thank you very much. We've gone through the paces. Again, I'll just emphasize that we did a very good opening. We taught about how to manage conferences, how ICASA manages these conferences. We're happy that the logo was selected with those minor adjustments that to be made. We are also aware at this juncture that we've agreed on a theme. I don't think there's need to beam it again, but we've agreed on a theme and its objectives. And I think that is foregone. We hope that it will then be sent to us. No. And then we've also agreed in many ways on the topics and in many ways on the preliminary topics that will come up. But that is going to be done finally by the chairpersons of the three committees together with their rapporteurs, with the assistance of the secretariat. So you will have to correspond and work together, look, with these three chairpersons so that you finalize and give us those themes with the appropriate, those topics with the appropriate speakers and so on and so forth. And we've been reminded that the speakers will be finalized in August when we have our marathon meeting. So for now, you can throw in names as well that you see. Throw names to the secretariat so that the list becomes complete by the time we reach August. We've had the roadmap explained to us in very clear terms, and I think that we did not have we did have a press conference yesterday. Yeah, we had a press conference, we had a group picture. I noticed some of you were not on it, but it's not good. Please next time be on it, even if you look small in it, but be there so that it's a landmark for us that you have been there. So with those few words, let me thank you again. Let's thank our secretariat, and please make sure that you enjoy the last few days that you are in Ghana. Thank you and go well. Thank you. Dr. Yes, Dr. Ndlovu. Where is the guy?
Thank you very much. I'm on the spot. We just want to say thank you very much to the chair for keeping us these 2 days and really keeping us in line in terms of achieving all that we needed to achieve. So can we also give him a standing ovation?
Please, I want to remind the community that they have a meeting now as we are going for lunch. Thank you so much. But your meeting should be on your side there, because here we are having press conference. Thank you. Please, I'm inviting all of you. Safe trip back home. You will go back, you will see your family in good health. And you will come back to meet us here in March, and you plan for 2025, 3rd to 8 December 2025. Thank you so much for your time and your commitment. Thank you. We are free to go for lunch. But I noticed that you want us to continue the meeting for lunch. Eh? No. Yeah, I'm going for lunch. We are having a press conference now. Where is Madame Van der Pula? Madame Van der Pula, how are you organizing the press conference? Yeah, press conference. Madame Van der Pula, where are you?
See, let's go.
What shall we do? What shall we do? What shall we do? What shall we do? What shall we shall we since shall we do since shall we do since what shall we do? Gina wants to say, in one day, one is naye. Gina wants to say, in one day, I got this up for my. Achisiva na kachiwana. Ende uchisiva na kachiwana. Shall we since oh, since what shall we do? Since